Good morning and welcome back to a new video. This is teacher Farah Zuraiqi from Akshu Schools and I hope you're doing super well. Alright kids, this is Penguin Check Part 4. In this video, we will be covering pages from 220 to 227. Alright, now let's get into it. Alright, so now what do we know? That the father is left with the egg that the mother laid. She left it with him because now she has to go and travel to find food. He has to stay with the egg, keep it in his brood patch, to keep it warm until it hatches. So it takes the mother just to reach open water 3 days and few weeks to catch fish and return to the rookery. So it is a long time for the penguin father to stay with the egg until it hatches. So now the mother, after she hunted some fish, some sea creatures, she returns to the rookery. The rookery is the place where penguins gather together, nest, and raise their children. Okay, so now at last the mother arrives to the rookery, so she has returned with food for her chick. So she cuddles close to her chick and trumpets to him. Trumpets because adult penguins make very deep, loud noises. So he whistles back because chicks make very sharp, high sounds. With her beak, she brushes his soft gray down. Down because he's still a chick. He doesn't have feathers yet. She keeps brushing his down because the more she brushes, the more the down gets more fluffy and it makes the chick get warmer. And this process keeps the chick warm. So how does the mother storage these fish till she returns back to the rookery? Penguins are really smart. So the mother, what does she do? The mother swallowed many fish before she left the ocean. So she swallows them, keeps them in her tummy, in her stomach, until she returns. And then what does she do? She brings some of this food back up from her stomach and feeds her chick. So this is how she brings her chick food because they have flippers, not hands. So they can't grab food. What does she do? She eats them, swallows them without chewing them. So she could bring back some of that food back up to feed her chick. She has enough food to keep him fed for weeks. So she doesn't catch one fish or two fish. She catches plenty of fish. He stays on her feet and snuggles into her brood patch. Why? Because he is still very young chick. The father is very hungry, so he travels to open water. Because till this moment the father is still surviving on his body fat. But since the mother now has returned, he could travel to open water and catch for himself some fish and then grab some more to take home for the mother and the chick. There he dives to hunt for food. So we have cleared so far that penguins are excellent swimmers and excellent divers. Weeks later, the father returns with more food for the chick. So how long does it take the penguin father to return for more food? Weeks. It's not easy. It takes a long time. Each day, the parent preen or brush the chick's downy coat with their beaks. Preen to clean and brush the fluffy downy coat of the chick. And why do they do that? Because this process keeps the chick very warm because this fluffs the down and it makes it warm. So this keeps the down fluffy and keeps the chick warm. Alright, so why do parents keep preening the fluffy down? Because if they do this, they keep it fluffy and keep it warm. Keep the chick warm, and if not, the chick will get too cold and die. Alright, so you need to know that the mother storages the food in her stomach. It takes weeks to go to ocean and go back from the ocean. The adults trumpet because their voices are really trumpet. They're very deep, and the chick whistles because it sounds very sharp. Okay, this is the adult mother over here, and she preens the fluff of the down, and this chick over here is on her feet. He's in her brood patch because he wants to be warm. Okay, now I need you to notice the difference between the chick and the penguin, the adult penguin, because the chick didn't fully get grown yet because there's a lot of his circle yet to come. So the chick, first of all, let's notice the size. Of course, youngs are smaller than adults. So this chick is small in size. And the mother penguin or the father penguin are larger in size. They're big because they have body fat. Alright, so adults are bigger in size than chicks. That's one. Two, look at the size of the beak and webbed feet. Because again, once they start growing, their ends, their feet, their beaks grow also. So they have adults have larger beaks than chicks. Also, they have larger webbed feet. And this chick over here has tiny feet. All right, this is number two. Number three, chicks have different color. Why? Because this is still down, not feathers, and the down of chicks is colored in gray. It is gray color. And the adults have black and white feathers. They have black feathers on their heads and their backs to absorb the heat from the sun, and they have white bellies. But chicks have gray down. Okay, so they differ in size and in color. All right. So page 222. So if you remember, we know that penguin fathers, form a group called a huddle to keep themselves warm while mothers leave to the ocean to catch fish. Now you'll know that in every step they have a technique to keep themselves warm. So after the chick grows a little, what do they do to keep themselves warm? So the chick has grown more than ever, and now he can't stay on his parents' webbed feet. What do they do to stay warm? Let's read and you'll know. As the chick gets bigger, he and the other chicks no longer need to stay on their parents' feet. Instead, they stay together to keep warm. So, also chicks they form a group, and it is called, let's see, this group of chicks is called a creche or a nursery. A creche or a nursery. The chick now spends most of his time here, but he still rushes to his mother or father to be fed when either one comes back from the ocean. So, yes, they have grown a little, but they still depend on their parents and feeding. They need their parents because they cannot hunt fish and feed themselves yet. But they don't need to be warm by their parents anymore. They form a group called creche or a nursery. So, how do they still depend on their parents? They still need to be um, fed by their parents. They stop needing to be on their parents in their parents' brood patch, but they still need them to feed them because they cannot hunt, swim yet. All right. So how's the chick growing up but still depending on his parents? Again, they stopped needing the parents for warmth because now they stay together in the nursery or creche, but they still need their parents for food. So he stays most of his time in the creche or the nursery, but he goes back to his parents for food. All right. So sometimes the chick and the other young penguins dig their beaks into the ice to help them walk up a slippery hill. They tip again down fast on their fluffy bellies. So they tip again on their fluffy bellies to slide faster. But what if they want to climb up? Okay, so we all know how climbers use hooks to climb up a mountain or a hill. But what if they wanna what? If they wanna slide down, super easy, but climbing is a bit difficult. So humans could grab hooks, but penguins use their beaks to uh, climb up. Why do they use their beaks to climb up? Because this will happen if they didn't. Because ice is very slippery and it would be a long fall from up there. Yeah, it would like break their bones and their body and would damage them literally. Okay, so why do they dig their beaks into the ice? Because it's very, very important once climbing uphill. Because the ice is very slippery, as you can see, they slip even by walking. So this is why they need to grab with their claws of their feet and their beaks. Okay, so they need to use their beaks as a climbing tool, and their beaks is a very important climbing tool. So digging their beaks is very important. All right. So the chick grows and grows. After 5 months, he has grown into a junior penguin. So as you could notice, the color of the penguin started changing. Uh, they had a whole body of gray down. Now it's turning into white. Even the flippers are changing in color. So he is old enough to travel to the ocean. Before, when they were like little chicks, they couldn't travel alone to the ocean and swim and hunt for food. But now, since they've grown older, they could travel for the ocean and hunt for food. Now he has a waterproof coat of feathers instead of the fluffy down. So, waterproof as in it doesn't allow water to pass through. Junior, remember, younger than adult penguins. So now he has a waterproof coat of feathers instead of fluffy down. He can swim in the icy cold ocean because his feathers keep him dry and warm. So why God has given them waterproof feathers? Because once they are wet in water, it doesn't pass through and it keeps their bodies warm and dry. All right. So, how junior penguins and penguin chicks are they alike or different? What do you think? Before they were full in gray down instead of feathers. They were smaller. They couldn't travel alone. They couldn't swim alone. They couldn't catch food. Their parents caught food for them. But now they're changing. Once becoming a junior, they are growing up, and the growing process makes them different, a lot different than before. Now they depend on themselves, they travel for food, they travel for the ocean, they can swim and catch their own food. Before, their parents caught food for them. And now they don't have a gray down. They have waterproof feathers. And chicks must stay on their parents' feet, rely on their parents for food, and have gray down instead of feathers. So, junior penguins are very different from penguin chicks. Okay. Well, now, since they could go to the ocean on their own, and they could catch food for themselves, penguins are excellent swimmers and excellent divers. The young penguin spends most of his time in the water. He swims, flapping his flippers as if he were flying underwater. Pay attention over here. The author has used a metaphor. She has used a metaphor over here, which she showed you that swimming for penguins is like flying underwater. Why? Because birds are excellent in flying, but penguins are excellent in swimming because they cannot fly. So she's showing you how good could penguins swim. Okay, so he uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. Steer as in to change the direction and control the body to which direction they want to go. He catches a fish with his beak and swallows it head first. So, this is not how penguins catch fish. They swim and dive like this and grab the fish by the beak. This is how they catch fish. Okay, so they catch the fish head first and eat it. Okay, why does the author compare swimming to flying? Okay, so to explain how fast and well penguins swim. So again, penguins are excellent divers and excellent swimmers. They swim really fast and dive really fast. Okay, look at them. Such a happy family. They are such a great family and they use parenting techniques. So the father and the mother, remember, they took turns in taking care of the egg, in taking care of the chick. They brought food back whenever to feed the other partner and the chick over here. So it looks like a family, like a great family. And that's what I want you to know, that penguins are like families. The mother and father, both of them, take care of the chick. They took turns in taking care of the egg, they took turns in taking care of the chick. They also take care of each other. So I want you to know that, do they seem like families? Yes, they do, because the members of a penguin family take care of each other. Okay, and how can you provide information to support this information? Because since the beginning of this selection, it has told you about how the mother and father work together to take care of themselves and the chick. All right. So now the chick is adult, and in 5 years it will catch food on its own, and it will make the family of his own. He could grow even more, and now the young penguin can catch his own food, take care of himself, and in about 5 years he'll find a mate. Then he'll take care of his own egg until the chick can hatch. So, this is the life cycle of penguins. In this selection, the author wanted you to notice how life cycle um, keeps happening over and over, keeps occurring over and over several times. So, once the young are adults, they will make another family, take care of another egg, and grab food for that unhatched egg yet until it becomes a chick, and like that. So, what will happen to the junior penguin after 5 years? He'll be a full grown penguin and will find a mate and take care of his own chick. And what is the first thing that the father penguin will do to take care of his chick? Keep the egg warm by putting it in his boot patch. Why? Because it needs to be warm in order to hatch. And what is the first thing the mother penguin will do to take care of her chick? She'll go to the ocean to find food. Alright, well, this is it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed everything and you have learned a lot about penguins. This is one of God's miracles. Learning all about creatures is amazing. So, thank you, kids, for watching. I love you so much.